Hello, this is Librelion, and welcome back once again to All the Mods 9 here at Hack the Planet. Today we're going to continue my series on spells. Today we're going to take a look at my Protective spell book, and then we're going to jump ahead to the Summon spell book and take a look at those two today. So, start out with my Protective and Buff book, the Codex Protectiva. So my first spell is just a simple self-dispel. This will remove potion effects. It will remove both positive and negative effects from you, so be careful when using it if you're relying on potions or other effects like that. But it's very useful if you get either debuffed or get caught by like some sort of poison or wither effect or anything from an enemy. Night Stalker. This is a night vision potion in effect. So self, conjure mage light, amplify, and then a bunch of extend times to make it last as long as possible. Basically just gives you the night vision effect, just like a potion. Shield. I'll be demonstrating this one in a minute. Underfoot, conjure mage block. 2 AoEs, 3 pierces, and a duration down. Going to go ahead and add another duration down on there. This is a defensive spell. If you've got a projectile coming towards you, if somebody's firing an arrow or something like that, you basically throw this down. It creates a protective shield around you that then quickly breaks. Mage Armor. This basically just casts mana bubble on you. Mage Sight gives you sense magic, which is basically lets you see magical creatures, gives them the glowing effect. Heal, pretty self-explanatory. You just heal yourself. This does cost hunger to cast, so be aware of that if you use a heal spell. Wall of Force. This is going to create a temporary barrier of mage blocks in a wall. I'll demonstrate that one as well. EMP, projectile burst, sensitive in a large area, and then just does a redstone signal. So this basically turns on or off any redstone anywhere around the target where you hit. And that's everything that's in that spell book. And then we're going to take a look here at the Summoner's Compendium. So we've got animate objects, which you just fire a projectile and it animates a block. Very simple. That block will then help fight anything near you, and I do have extend time on there just to make it last longer. Unlike most summon spells, animate object does not trigger summoning sickness, so you can cast this multiple times in rapid succession if you want to. Archers. So this is going to summon a squadron of skeletal archers. So fire it at the spot you want them, summon undead. It's going to summon a pretty good crowd of them. Pierce is what gives them bows instead of swords, and amplify just to make them stronger. Counterpart to that is the summon phalanx, which just summons the melee version. You simply don't have the pierce in this position here. Vex Swarm, touch the space in front of you, summon Vexes. Very simple. Summon Wolves. Daylight, so I basically treat this as summon light. So you fire a projectile, and you're going to conjure a permanent mage light in that space. I got a couple empties. Shadow Clones. This is your decoy spell. Underfoot wall, sensitive, so every space in that wall, if you've watched my aggressive spell video, you've seen kind of what the wall does. I will demonstrate this one. once you have that wall sensitive, each of those spaces in the wall is going to start propagating arcs that are going to split. Each one's going to summon a decoy, and they're going to last for a little while. And finally, Mage Hand. This is not really a summon spell, but I like to treat it like the Dungeon Dragon Mage Hand spell. It's just kind of an all-in-one. You fire a projectile, and it can basically target anything. It's going to create a redstone signal. It's going to interact with the space. It's going to dispel, and it's going to pick up. So it's just kind of a Swiss Army knife tool. So let's go ahead and just find an empty space over here, and we're going to demonstrate some of these spells. Starting with Shield. So you're facing something that can fire at you from a distance, and they fire a projectile, and boom. So they fire at you, it just kind of creates that. If you are standing directly in a square, it will completely enclose you, so otherwise it's going to have at least one side open. Wall of Force is the other one here. Pretty simple. You just create a wall. And that will dissipate shortly. And then over here in Shadow Clones is the other one we wanted to demonstrate here. Let's get a big open field. Let's go ahead and go into third person. And we're going to create an army of Shadow Clones. Notice the clones do have your standard appearance. They're not going to be wearing any curios that you might have. So it's not going to trick any players, but it will trick poor little Mr. Skeleton over there who's getting ready to get zapped. So that is my utility and defensive spells. Be sure to tune in for the next installment where I go over my utility spells. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe.